Hi everyone, Radhe Radhe. In this video, we're going to be doing chapter 15, verse 6, and it is beautiful because Bhagwan Shri Krishna talks about his eternal abode, Goloka Vrindavan. He doesn't use the word Goloka Vrindavan, but he talks about his spiritual realm, and he says nobody ever returns. So there have been different viewpoints around that, people saying that you can return, you can fall down even if you go there and all that. Here he says very clearly, once you go there, you'll never return. So, yay! Okay, so let us call out to Krishna. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Dear Bhagwan Shri Krishna, please help us get to that place, but we're not trying to get to that place. The only thing we want is love for you. Please help us get to the place where the only thing we want is love for you. We don't even care about going to Goloka Vrindavan and living with you. The only thing we care about is knowing about you, thinking about you, loving you, serving you in whatever way you feel necessary, you deem fit, you want us to serve you. We just want to get to the place where we can learn how to serve you. Oh my goodness, this is so difficult. It's scary. It's like, okay, he might send us to Nark, he might send us to Patal, and we might be in immense amount of pain, but I don't want to get out of pain. I just want to serve you. This is so crazy. So crazy. I don't know who wants that, who prays for that, but here we are. We're praying for that. We're insane. We're really insane. You know that? Okay, so let us sing the verse. He was back to the normal meter. Anushtup. न तद्भासयते सूर्यो न शशाङ्को न पावकः यद्गत्वा न निवर्तन्ते तद्धाम परमं मम. That supreme abode of mine is not illuminated by the sun or moon, nor by fire or electricity. Those who reach it never return to this material world. So this line I love very much. Those who reach it never return to the material world. Yay, Hari Bol. Now the first part is also like we have one thing in our universe that is self-illuminating, and that is the sun. But that supreme abode of mine, everything is self-illuminating. There's not just one sun, everything there. It's not illuminated by any of these. It's just there. It's just illuminated anyways. So the spiritual world is described here. There's no need for sunshine, moonshine, fire, electricity because the planets are self-luminous. Here it's only the sun which is self-luminous. The shining effulgence is called Brahmajyotir, which is the Vaikuntha. The Vaikunthas are the planets. And so he talks about a lot about that. And becoming detached. So when we take to Krishna consciousness, we become detached, and when we associate with devotees who are in Krishna consciousness, we become detached, and we want to do devotional service. This is bhakti. Bhakti is translated as devotional service, not just devotion, devotional service. And then the devotional service as described in the 12th chapter is the only way to get out of this false representation of this tree. We must cut the roots of the tree, as we saw in chapter 15 verse, was it 1 or 2? And paramam mama are important, he says. Paramam is the full of 6 opulences, that param, supreme, and mama is mine. Okay, so here also he's talking about self-luminous. Paravyom is the sky and the spirit. Yeah, so there are many different, the spiritual sky is Golok, and there are many other abodes of Narayan, Shiv, Durga especially, as well. Not especially. So in Golok, Krishna resides with Radha and the Sakhis. So Vraj basically. So let's read this one. Bhaktivinoda Thakur. Sun, moon and fire cannot illuminate that imperishable abode of mind. Having achieved that abode of mind, the bliss of Jiva never ceases. The main point is this: the Jiva has two states, namely samsar, material world, mukti, liberated. In the state of samsar, the Jiva desires association with matter because we identify with the body, that's why we want matter. In liberated stage, we relish Bhagwan, my pure bhav, we relish Krishna prem. In order to attain that state, it is the duty of the person in the state of samsara to cut down that ashwatha tree with the weapon of detachment, as we saw in chapter 15, verse 1 or 2. Attachment in relation to the matter is called sangha. Sangha is attachment. Well, sadhu sangha is not sangha, but sangha is just association, basically. One who is able to reject material sangha, even though he is situated in the material world, is nirgun by nature. He achieves exclusive nirgun bhakti. Nirgun bhakti is bhakti where we're not attached by any of this material world. So association with transcendence is called asanga. So samsari jivas, by rejecting attachment to matter and taking shelter of satsanga or devotee sadhu sangha, they can sever the roots of samsara. Simply by accepting the symbols of sannyas or following renunciation, their samsara is not destroyed. Okay, that's very, very important. If one gives up the thirst for other things and takes support from my bhakti, which has the greatest rasa, freedoms from samsara, becomes negligible result for the jiva. Therefore, the instructions on bhakti, which have been given in the 12th chapter as the only requirements, 12th chapter, again, he points also to the 12th chapter. The instructions on bhakti given in the 12th chapter, we should go back. I need to go back to the 12th chapter because I'm like, what was given in the 12th chapter again? I have no idea. Are the only requirement for a jiva desiring auspiciousness. In the previous chapter, all knowledge was explained as being connected to the modes, and knowledge which was nirgun is described as the servant of bhakti. Knowledge which is nirgun is described as the servant of bhakti. In this chapter, all kinds of renunciation are explained. Connected to the modes, renunciation, which is nirgun, is described as being secondary result of bhakti. I really need to study the Gita so deeply, my goodness. Oof, I'm totally lost with this. I've totally forgotten what 12th chapter was and what all of these different kinds of renunciations and everything. I'm like, huh? What? Okay, so that's it for this video. We'll do chapter 15, verse 7 in the next video. Wish you a day filled with tons and tons and tons of spiritual growth. Radhe Radhe.